Hello everyone, I'm Harry Cullinane from ELi Publishing. I'm part of the sales team here at ELi, and today I'm going to be speaking to you about ELi magazines, okay? ELi magazines, they've been part of the ELT publishing world for quite some time now, so for me it's a real pleasure to be able to go over the magazines with you. Perhaps you're already familiar with ELi magazines, or perhaps you haven't renewed your subscription for some time, or you may well not know anything about the magazines as such. So for everybody here today, you will find something useful, okay? I think perhaps the best thing to do is, first of all, for me just to show you our homepage from our website, which is this here, okay? And you can see this is the 2021, the 2022 academic year, which is just finished now. We're in the month of July, and you know, on the website, it's very simple to navigate your way around the website. In fact, we'll probably go do that now. If I take this mouse here, we can jump over to the website, and that way I can give you a very quick snapshot of what it is we offer regarding the magazines themselves. Okay, so let's just click on the magic word here, and you know, we can see that we publish a range of languages when we're talking about magazines here. So there's the English, French, other languages, okay? If you would like to subscribe, you know, you just come over to the subscription here. There's everything you need to do, everything you need to know, should I say, if you want to make a subscription as a teacher, as a pupil, as a student, as a private reader, and you just scroll down and find the country where you are based around the world, and just follow the indications that are given there, okay? If there's any difficulty, you've got a contact button here. You can contact us, and we will respond. And that's kind of, you know, very in a nutshell what I would like to show you today from the website here. Okay. So we may well come back to this later. I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint and talk you through some aspects of ELi magazines. Okay. So let's move on to the next slide, and I'll give you a little bit of history. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of history. And when I was putting together the slides, I wasn't aware that we went back as far back as 1978. But yes, it's true. We have been publishing magazines now for 44 years, if I've done my mathematics correctly. Okay, we're in the year 2022. We were founded in 1978, and currently we publish for 7 languages. Okay, publish for 7 languages. For each of those languages, we have 5 different titles. Okay, 5 different titles, of which we publish 5 issues per year. Okay, when I say 5 different titles, what do I mean by that? Well, for example, for English, we've got 5 different magazines covering different age ranges. Okay, so we've got multiple age ranges, which go from young learners at primary school through to upper secondary learners, let's say, upper secondary teenagers. Okay, we are covered and present in 84 different countries. Okay, we're very proud of that, and you know, certainly if you would like further information regarding where you are based in the world, all you need to do is go onto our website, which we just saw previously, and you will find the indications for your country. Okay. And here we have, you know, 2 of our magazines, one of them from English, A Tot of English, that's aimed at B1, B2 level students, so kind of teenagers in English, whereas here on the other side we have Voila, which is for our French learners, and this is for younger learners in French. Okay, so just moving on, these are the titles that we have in for English. Okay, English titles and age ranges. Now there are 5 titles in English, of which we just saw A Tot of English. Here we have Teen, we have Ready, we have other titles in our English range. The thing to bear in mind is that these titles go from young learners all the way through to teenagers, and so the levels are like from A1 to a C1 level. Okay, there are 5 issues per year, and all of those come with teacher notes, and everything is in MP3 audio. Okay, there's another thing I wanted to highlight on this page is that for the audio, we have also produced an app. So for any of you people who prefer just to use like a smartphone, I'll show you how to use that, and that way you can access the audio without going through a PC are similar. Okay. Other languages that we publish in are Italian, French, Spanish, German, Russian, and one other language. Okay, and I wanted to keep one other language just as a let's say a surprise, a quiz for you, and maybe you might guess what that one other language is. I'm going to come back to that towards the end of our presentation here. Okay, but here we have an example of a German young learner, one of our young learner titles, which is Fertiglos, and of course a Spanish title, Muchachos here. Okay, you will notice that they've all got the number 5 on them. Okay, on the front cover, and that is because it's the 5th issue of the year. Okay, so we're now in July 2022. These were published at the end of the academic year, June 2022. So they're the 5th issue for the year 2021-2022, the academic year. Okay. Moving on. Let's see. Regarding language development and what we are looking to achieve regarding the input that we give to the pupils and the readers in the magazines. Well, we're looking to improve certainly their reading skills, working on projects, working together, perhaps in a class type situation. The language development is very much enhanced because there are lots and lots of different text types. We've got reports, articles, blogs, vlogs, audio type articles, and in each of those articles that are in our magazines, there are all sorts of different type activities and exercises made available for the pupils. Okay, and just here we can see another Spanish title, which is Kikos, which is a young learner's title for 11, 12-year-olds, and the French title that we have, which is Ensemble. Okay, so again, very rich in our range and what we're able to offer readers. And again, the type of articles that we have in the magazines, they touch upon art and culture. We're looking at geography. We look into sports, trends, news, what's up to date, what's latest in environment, and of course other type articles also. Okay, and again, just as we're going through our slides, we've got Kinder here, which is the German magazine, and Ragazzi, which is one of our Italian titles. And I think we'll take a look at Ragazzi later also. Okay, so that's a little bit of background about the magazines. Okay, probably now the best thing for me to do is just to switch over to one of the magazines, and we'll just go through it on the PDF. Okay, so if I do that here for you now, if I switch over to a tot of English. Okay, and this is for like A2 stroke B1 learners. It's aimed at 13 to 14-year-olds, and the opening, the front cover is of this person here, Amanda Gorman. And you as a teacher, you may want to explain who Amanda is, or you may ask your pupils to do a web search, do some activities regarding the info that they find once they've done the web search on regarding Amanda Gorman and who she is and why she has become more known, or let's say a little bit famous over the last couple of years. Okay. And then we have this this opening dossier, which is talking about street art here. Okay, but if I go into the magazine, we'll see the welcome from our editor, Samantha. Okay, and she just gives a little backdrop into what we're going to be looking at today. And we have the contents page here. And we've got this introduction. And what I like a lot about the articles is most of them, if not all of them, come with a glossary. Okay, so if there are any new words, difficult words, there's a lot of instances where we handhold our pupils through the article so that they're not in any kind of difficulty with the new words that they will find in the reading articles. Okay, so the next thing I would like to say is that in all of our titles, in English titles, okay, and here we're looking at a tot of English, we pay a visit to an English-speaking city or an English-speaking country. Okay, and in this case we're in Honolulu. Okay, the capital of Hawaii. And so there's an in-depth backdrop into Honolulu, some historical facts, some photos, some kind of info sheets, info facts. But like I said, anything that regarding new words for our pupils, everything is put here into a glossary, okay? And one of the things I like here is the comprehension check at the end of the 2-page article, okay? This particular dossier here is like timeless games, and I know this has come up before in one of our articles, and we wanted to bring it back again. Because it's one of the games that is played in Hawaii and I guess in Honolulu as well, okay? So moving on, in all of the issues that we have for Thought of English and some of our other magazines, there is a special report, okay? Now the report can take all shapes and forms, and this particular one, it's, I guess you could, it comes under the heading of geography, because we're looking at national parks around the world. And these are all geoparks, wonderful geoparks, national parks recognized by UNESCO. And, you know, in this particular instance, our report is covering, I guess, geography, okay? Geography and famous national parks around the world, okay? And again, for each of these articles, there is a reading comprehension check with a glossary check to help the students through the article, okay? Now, getting back to our cover, okay, when I mentioned Amanda Gorman, here we have our article about people, and Amanda has become well known since she took part in the inauguration of the US President Joe Biden, okay, and on the day of the inauguration, she read one of our poems at the inauguration, and it kind of propelled her into, I guess, the public eye is what you could say, okay? So there's this article here about Amanda. Again, everything comes with a glossary to help our pupils. And the other thing I would say is that all of these kind of readings, all of these readings are also recorded in MP3. So it's a really good thing for, I guess, pronunciation skills for our pupils, okay? It's an extra skill, an extra activity. Another thing I like is the literature quiz, okay? Once we finish out the dossier on people, we have a random literature intro. Here it's a classic, it's Victor Hugo, okay? But, you know, there's lots of true and false type activities here. And again, it comes with a glossary, okay? So, we visited Honolulu. Honolulu is the capital of Hawaii. So we close out then this part of the magazine, the geography, taking a bit more in-depth look at not just Honolulu, but Hawaii in general. And it kind of, you know, it gives a more overall view of what we have mentioned, the geography, Honolulu, national parks, and Hawaii itself, okay? And again, there are lots of activities here to do in the class, or for, you know, readers at home. They've got the answer key at the bottom of the page, and they can do these true-false questions and answers, okay? Okay, so moving on again, all right, just to close out the last page of the magazine. There are these idiomatic expressions activities, okay? I really like this. We were looking at national parks, we were looking at other articles regarding water throughout this issue, and here we've got these idiomatic expressions which touch upon popular sayings with water, okay? And, you know, these can be quite tricky for our pupils because they're idiomatic, but I think it's like quite motivating, and I really enjoy this as well, okay? So that's us, you know, walked ourselves through one issue of one magazine, okay? One issue of one magazine. But while we're here, why don't we just go over very quickly and see an Italian magazine, okay? You will notice some similarities, okay? Here the title is Regatsi. It's a B1, B2 level of language and language acquisition. The front photo of the rock band Maneskin, who recently they won the Eurovision Song Contest, I think in 2021, and since then they have exploded onto the international stage. Okay, they've become quite famous outside of Italy, so it's quite a big achievement for them. All right. And again, our editor Agnese, she's given her welcome, and then we get into the actual magazine itself, okay? You will notice some of similarities between our English magazine and our Italian magazine. And of course, you know, cuisine takes is a big part of Italian life. So here we're looking at a speciality of Italian cuisine. Here there's an article on ecotourism. This one here is in the Italian Alps, okay? And, you know, as a nice article about tourism here in Italy, everything on MP3. Famous places in Italy, okay? This particular instance, Pompei. And, you know, the photos are really striking. They're very inviting to our readers. And I'm sure they will enjoy going through these articles. We've got an interview in the same way that we had an interview with Amanda. We've got an interview here with Christelle Dabos, and she is a writer of kind of science fiction type books, booklets, comic strips, and so on, okay? And, you know, I think a lot of our younger readers, they like that type of genre of writing, okay? We mentioned the Eurovision Song Contest, and here there's, you know, this being quite up to date. There was the Eurovision Song Contest in Turin in Italy 2022. It was in May 2022. It was won by Ukraine, I believe, okay? But, you know, it's just this idea that's where Maneskin exploded onto the world stage. It was through the Eurovision in 2021, okay? And here we've got some stuff about films that have come out over the summer. Again, just to show that the magazine is very up to date and in tune with what, you know, our ragazzi, our teenagers are going to see at the cinema and things like that, okay? And the last thing, like in a taught of English, we have this closing out with a kind of questionnaire type activity, which for me in English was quite enjoyable, and I'm pretty sure for the guys who are doing the Italian, it'll be the same, okay? So, you know, we've gone through one issue of an English magazine, we've gone through one issue of an Italian magazine. There are some similarities, but there are some quite differences as well, okay? So let me just come back to where we were on the PowerPoint. Like I say, these are just some of the topic areas that we cover, okay? Regarding, again, language development, how does this help our students kind of make progress? Well, certainly this idea of intercultural awareness, you know, exposed to people from around the world in their language. I think for teenagers, younger learners, this is very stimulating. It's certainly, you know, it is for me, it was for my kids when they were growing up. It gives our kids a 21st century worldview, most definitely. You know, they're getting to look into people's lives in different parts of the world and how they're living today. And really, they're learning about the world in another language. And I think that's, if anything, the most stimulating thing, okay? Beyond that, most definitely, we're helping our learners to become independent readers because they're at home with their magazines, they're in class with their magazines. Some of the activities push and help with critical thinking skills. I mentioned, you know, going online to find out about information regarding Amanda Gorman. So it helps them develop and, you know, pick the right bits of information regarding the context that we're looking at today. And most certainly writing and speaking skills, but not just writing and speaking skills. They are, you know, enhanced very much through this method, you know, this fun approach to language learning, okay? Yeah, so writing, speaking, pronunciation skills, reading skills. So really, you know, a very important tool in the classroom, very successful tool in the classroom. And again, here we have some the front covers from some of our other issues. So we've got Ciao Italia for younger learners. We've got Hola in Spanish, and you know the range is very ample range of what the magazines offer. Okay. What about teachers? Well, teachers have got a guide. There's a teacher's guide for all magazines, okay, and all levels. So here we've got the guide from A Tot of English, and the teacher actually receives a pack, okay. So, you know, if they subscribe as a teacher, they will receive a magazine plus this guide. It's a 10-page guide. There's lots of activity beyond teaching and class notes. There are also extra learning activities that the teacher can take from the magazine and actually do activities in the classroom with the pupils, okay? The magazine for the teacher will be available on the ELi Online. If you go to ELi Online, you will find ELi Hub, which is our digital platform, if you like, and their teachers will have access to the digital version of the magazine that they will be using. Okay. One other thing for teachers is that we will be putting the magazines into a testing platform. Okay, and again, you will find this under ELi Hub, okay, on the elionline.com website. Okay, so yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff there for teachers. And another thing that I would like to mention, okay, I made mention of the app, okay, and this is purely for both readers, pupils, and teachers, and parents at home even. You know, you can very easily access the audio through the PC or Mac going to elilanguagemagazines.com. However, you know, if a teenager or a younger learner, if they're using a smartphone, all they need to do is get the ELi link. Okay, how do they get that? They get that from the Apple Store or from Google Play. You can put it onto your smartphone. Once it's on your smartphone, all you need to do is scan the page or the cover of the magazine, and you will instantly upload all the audio onto your device. Okay, so it's an extremely useful tool, ELi Link. We have thousands of people currently using ELi Link for their audio files. Very useful, very easy. I asked you to think about the one other language. Okay, I said there were 7 languages. I didn't mention what the 7th was, and the reason why I didn't mention what the 7th was is because I wanted to show you this article here. This article is going back to the 1980s in the New York Times, believe it or not, and the New York Times picked up on the fact that ELi Language magazines, they were also publishing a Latin language magazine. Okay, so this here is our founder and president. He was interviewed by the New York Times back in the 1980s. And, you know, they were astounded to see that there was a publishing company producing Latin language magazines. And I think they were also astounded by the number and the quantity of magazines that we were actually printing. It was very impressive. Okay, so yes, the 7 languages, the 7th is Latin. Okay, the others we have seen, but I'll show them to you again in one moment, just so that there's no confusion. Okay, and they are here. Okay, so what do we have here? We have English, 5 different titles, 5 issues. The same for French, 5 different titles, 5 issues. Italian, 5 different titles, 5 issues. And I hate to repeat myself, but again, Spanish, 5 different titles and 5 issues. Here we have German. We have 4 titles with 5 issues. And we have Latin and Russian, where there's just 1 title with 5 issues per year. Okay, and here we've got again the website, ELi Languages, elilanguagemagazines.com. You can go there and get all the information that you need. And just to say thank you, and if you need to contact us, we are at international@elionline.com. We've got our Facebook page. This is our website. You can find us on YouTube, ELi Multimedia. Okay, so from me, Harry Cullinane, again, one more time, thank you very much for taking the time to tune in and watch. Please go look at the website. I'm sure you will enjoy what you'll find there, and enjoy your reading with ELi Language magazines. Okay, bye. Bye-bye.